Pickle, let's go to the hotline, and let's bring in the head coach of the 1-0 and now state-ranked Graham Steers. We are joined by Coach Kenny Davidson. Coach, how are you?
You bet, Greg. Greg.
I imagine that at 1-0, it's good times in Graham, Texas today.
Yes, it is. It is. It's great to be 1-0. It's been a long summer, long spring, and it's good to get a win right out of the bat, out of the box.
One question I've had for a lot of coaches and folks around the after coming off of week one.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about the atmosphere and the vibe. It's been such a strange offseason. It's been such a strange time since we last played football. I'm not calling you old. I'm just saying you've been around the block a few times. You've coached some football in your day. Once you got out there on Friday, what was the feeling like?
It was regular. Once you get out there on the field, we did have to have the face mask on as coaches, but it was regular football. It really was. And regular opening day. It was hot. Obviously, it was just really hot. And so the first games are usually lost more than one. What we tell the kids, and it's the mistakes, the holding calls, and the drop balls and things like that. That just comes with the first games, and the team that has the least amount of those usually wins.
I want to ask you about that. To me, if it was 100,000 degrees outside, that just means it's football. That's the most normal, maybe the most normal thing about Friday night in week one. You guys took on an Alvarado team that it's a pretty solid Alvarado team, and you guys took certainly through the first punch with Ryan Grimsley taking back the opening kickoff for a touchdown. I know that you're a guy who I don't want to say harps, but you are a guy who focuses on the details, most especially with special teams. How important was it for you guys to come out and throw that first punch, and especially start the season with a season-opening touchdown?
Well, it was big. Kids were so excited. We take pride in that. In fact, in 2017 when we made that run, I think we had 4 games in a row where we opened the game with the kickoff return and for a touchdown, and so we've been really emphasizing that, and the kids just made it happen, and it was a great feeling.
And then you guys settle in and things really go well for you. I want to ask you a little bit about Daniel Gilbertson. This is a guy who we knew was going to be a star for your squad.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up having 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 receiving touchdowns. What can you say about this young man and how important he's going to be for your squad going forward?
Okay, Daniel is just an exceptional kid. Obviously, he's just a 4.0 type kid, great student. He's been on the varsity since his 9th grade year, and in 2017, he had 500 yards as a 9th grader. And then he goes into basketball, and then goes into track, and he anchors all the relays on the varsity track team, and then he's a starting shortstop on the baseball team. So he's just going to be a guy that's going to be hard to replace, being a 4-sport, pretty much 4-year starter. Not really starter. He didn't start as a freshman, but he was on the varsity in football.
We're talking with Kenny Davidson, the head coach of the Graham Steers here on Texas Football Today. Get involved with the conversation at #TFToday. Coach, one of the questions we had coming into the year was going to be about your quarterback, Hunter Lanham. A strong year as a junior. I know you were pretty optimistic about him being able to take that next step as a senior. Early returns seemed to be pretty good, 14-21, 226 yards and 4 touchdowns. What'd you see from your signal caller on Friday night?
Well, he just seemed confident and relaxed, and he was his freshman year. We moved him out to the JV, and this is his 3rd year to start at quarterback. So he definitely has had the experience in the snaps, and just seemed like I said, he was comfortable and relaxed, and he's throwing the ball well, and we're just excited to have him back for one more year for sure.
On the other side of the ball, look, it takes 2 to tango. Obviously, you guys jumped out to a big lead, and a lot of focus is going to be on the gaudy offensive numbers, but it sure seems like your defense came to play as well. How would you assess what you were able to see from the defensive side in your first one?
Well, Alvarado is just a disciplined team, and they do what they do. They're a smash mouth, uh, toss, smash, toss, sweep, counter, just tight end, run at the tight end side and the strong side. And they're just going to try to get 4 or 5 yards of carry. That's old school. I love that kind of football. I won a lot of games playing it, but that's kind of an oddity really in today's football. But they're disciplined and everything. So it's good for us to play against a tough, rough, come right at you type opponent right off the bat. We can gauge, the toughness of our kids, and they were able to withhold and pass the test as far as smash mouth football. So I think that's a good sign for us moving forward. Of course, we're going to Springtown this Friday night, and they're just the opposite. They got a 6'4" quarterback that played in the state semifinals last year, and they're going to spread it out and throw. So it's a contrast, but that's good. It's good to have that in preseason.
Yeah, and that's kind of my next question is you guys do go on the road again this Friday night. You're taking on Springtown. There's a team that suffered a tough loss in week 1. I don't want to ask you to give away your game plan or anything like that, but when you look ahead to what you're up against this Friday night, what do you see?
Well, I see a team that'll be hungry for a win. That I think that was a surprise for everybody for Glen Rose to win, but at the same time, Glen Rose is a great program, and like I told you before, you play that first game and there's no telling what's going to happen because first games are first games, and the jitters and everything, and the mistakes that are made. That's why you do non-district, so you can kind of get rid of those mistakes. But I think it was a tough match. I mean, Springtown definitely had a chance to win it. They had some drop balls and everything, but they'll be ready to play the Graham Steers. So we're going to have to really be on our top game.
And finally, Coach, before we let you go, I want to ask you about one more question about going out there Friday night and especially coming home. We know that Graham's a tight knit community, and this is a program you've been involved with for. We'll say a number of years. You've been there for quite a while. For after such a tumultuous off season and in a time when there's so much unknowns. Did you get the feeling that Friday night was just a good night for the town of Graham?
Mm-hmm. It was, and the biggest question that we had earlier in the week was. When are they going to open up the tickets? They were online sales and they were limited. They had to cut the capacity down to 50%, and it was almost like a college football atmosphere where you're trying to get tickets for a high school game. But and just the excitement was there after not having the hard summer and not knowing if we were even going to be able to have off season, summer strength and conditioning, let alone playing in football. But our summer strength and conditioning, we had a record turnout, I guess, because those kids have been cooped up in the house. But they were just ready to play. The Graham is a great place. They support their team. It's a great place to live. It's a great quality of life. But the football program is also. It's been a good, we've had some good success, and it just success follows success.
He's Kenny Davidson. He's the head coach of the state-ranked Graham Steers at 1-0. Coach, really appreciate your time. Congratulations again on your big win, and go get him Friday night.
Thank you so much, Deb.
There he goes. Kenny Davidson, head coach, Graham Steers, joining us.